Today we'll start Ajax. That's the reason we'll cover one GSFT submit and we'll be looking this example on Saturday. Okay, tomorrow we'll not have a class. Is it fine?
Yeah. Fine, sure.
Yeah. Tomorrow I have to go to office, so we cannot connect. But this batch will be closed by 17th or 18th, guys. Don't worry. By next Saturday, we'll complete the business rules and as well glide Ajax. Nothing but a scripting. Okay. So today we'll see one more example, which is UI action of GSFP submit. So now the requirement is that there will be a button called demo child close or something. So when someone just clicks on that button, whatever the child instance that are attached to the parent, which were in new in progress or whatever the state has to be closed, filling the closure information like closure code and closure notes. Okay, so how to call a client side and server side script in one UI action. Let's see that. So I'm just opening the UI action from here. Okay, they are active first. Child. You have to give the action name. Let's keep it as demo action. And keep it as a form button for now. And yes, we have to make it a client callable. Coming here, you have to give the on call function name, which is very important. Demo. This will be your client script function name. So I want to confirm it with caller before doing something. So I'm using confirm here. Really want to close that. Answer is true. As I told you, it is a standard G form element, get form element, form element, action name, whatever you have defined here without spaces, you have to copy it. Type of window is not defined. Answer. We are doing it on instant table, so you can use instant table. Gr dot add query. So here you'll have a parent information, right? So parent underscore incident is the parent ID. Parent incident. We'll try to get current get unique value. That means it will fetch this ID. Get unique value means. So we'll query now. Okay. I'll use file instead of file. There are more than one records. Better to go with file. Let's set it to 7. That means closed. Gr dot close code. You can choose any of the thing here. User red stick. Gr dot close. Again, I want to redirect the URL to correct form. Save it. So we have this button now. Let's say this is a parent record. Let's save it. And yesterday we have created a child incident. Okay? Create child incident. Let's activate it. Okay. Whatever the details we fill, based on that, it will create the child incident. See, a child incident is created with the same. Now, do you really want to close the attached child incident? See, it got closed, and if you just see the active is also set to false, and if you open the case in the resolution tab, you can see the information whatever we have set using the sorry. Okay, whatever I have set from here, it has been populated. So I'll walk you through it. We are creating a demo child close. That means whenever there is a requirement asked by the client to close the child instance, uh, adding some closure information, so you can just achieve it with the UI action. provide the table name and order of execution. And whenever you are using GSFT, this is a submit action which we use it on UI actions, especially whenever you want to call a client script as well as the server script in one particular UI action. We recommend going with GSFT submit. At that time, the action name is important to run or to make your script working on the server side. And there is a special checkbox for your client. So when you enable this only, your button will be working on the client side. Okay, so list v2 compatibility. So that means version 2 compatibility we are making it. And here on click of your child button, you are just enabling this. Okay, and here if you see, I'm just using the same functioning, whatever. See, first you'll write your client logic. This something from line number 1 to 7 is your client logic. This is the on-click function that you have set for your client. Okay, that should be your function name, and whatever the validations you want to do. I just want to confirm it before, uh, uh, like confirm it with the user yes or no. So confirm checkbox is something but nothing but if you just click here, it will ask you, do you really okay or cancel? So yes or no is nothing but okay or cancel. If the answer is true, I'm asking the system to do this GSFT submit, okay, and get form elements, this demo action. Suppose that if the type of window is not defined, later we'll be running the server logic. So this will be your function name that you are going to call in the server script. And as we all know, using glide record only, you can set certain values. So we are doing it on instance table, and I'm querying the parent instance to get the unique value, nothing but our sysID. And or operator I'm using as I'm not aware of the what they say backend name of your parent. If you're not 100% sure, you can use both the condition in one particular query. So once that is done, I'm querying the database, and then while execution, I'm trying to set the state to 7 for the child instance. Okay, so the close code to whatever the message you want to and update it. Later, redirect the URL to same form that you are accessing. Okay, so again, if I go to new record, it works now every time. Firstly, whatever the instance I'm creating here, I'm not selected. I'll select database and MySQL test. Okay, next January. Firstly, save here. This will be the parent record. So likewise, we have created yesterday our child instance. So you can click here. You can see an instance is created and the state is new, like how what it is here. Now just click on demo child close button. You can say it got closed. And for the same, if you want to make it like home link, save it. Create child instead. Okay. See, demo child close. Using this also, you can actually close the instant. Okay. And here, if you give list bottom button, you can see a button here. See, list bottom button that is also enabled. So you can work on this example. I'll give a notes. Suppose that, let me share a screen. Why that date and time is not working, I'll let you know in just a minute. GSFT. Sure. Yeah, we'll also see. So if someone have a question why we use this GSFT, we have a supporting article from forum. So GSFT submit, this is the standard syntax. See, null, get the form element value and the UI action ID, whatever the action name that you define, triggers a UI action which is specified in the third parameter, then nothing but your action name, which is the action name or element ID. It is mostly used in UI actions that we have on the client and server side call. So, I have a notes from here. So run client and server side code in one single UI action. So whenever you have to do it, definitely we use this method only. If someone asks you in interviews, you should never be hesitate. You can clearly say that and see this is the action name. Make sure your button is active. If you want to show the button on insert of something, you can just click show insert. And whenever you enable the client, then only the button starts working on the client environment, like on the web browser level. And here run client script. This will be your all the time it starts with the client logic. Later it will check for the window and it goes for server code. If you see the GSFT submit comes into pictures only when you want to use both server and client side in one particular script. So this is used to submit the form. At the same time, it is used to run the server code in the background in the same UI action. Well, this is a sample code which is used for GSFT submit. First write the client script, then you have to call the GSFT submit in the client. See, again, you have to call this only in the client. Type of window, whether it is defined, what is the things that you can do. Most probably it is undefined because we use it on the forms. So whenever the form is submitted, then the server code function will be executed, and in the server code, you can write any of your server logic and execute it. All the GS objects are used in the server logics, all the glide form and the glide user objects, alerts, all these are used in client side. Here you can use gs.log, console.log, all those can be accessed in the server side code. But for run script inside the function, you can only use client side scripts. See, this is the button actually. Let's see from the internet. The same information available. Okay, but we'll work on one or two examples for this. So not to worry. And now I have a glide ajax or a script include. What it is? Let's see. Glide ajax. Let's first see the product documentation. We'll be creating one example for now. As tomorrow you have some time, you can do some research about this, and we will be seeing some good real-time examples for this topic, as it is one of the most important topic when we talk about development. So the Glide Ajax enables a client script to call server-side code in script include. Okay, to call server-side code in client scripts, we have only few limited methods. Okay, one among them is a Glide Ajax. To use Glide Ajax in client script, these are the general steps. Create Glide Ajax instance by calling Glide Ajax. As we have a Glide record, Glide Ajax is also available on the client side. So you will be calling this, and there are certain methods that are predefined, and here we'll be using parameters again. See, create a glide ajax instance by calling the glide ajax constructor. As the arguments to the constructor, specify the name of the script include class that contains method you want to call. Okay, so don't worry, there is a standard syntax again. I'll be helping you with that. Call the add parameter method with the syspam name parameter and the name of the script include method you want to call. Optional, call the add parameter one or more times to provide the script include code with other parameters it needs. Okay, so execute the server-side code calling with getXML method. So getXML is a preferred method for executing the code because it is asynchronous. What is asynchronous? So asynchronous is nothing but system will execute the process in the background without affecting the user performance. Like it will have a smooth UI for the user. He will not have any lag while accessing particular form or something. Okay, system will do its action in the background without disturbing the user interface. Okay, and does not hold up for execution of other client code. Another method is getXML wait. It is also available, but it is not recommended. Why? I'll tell you. GetXML wait is a synchronous call. It will wait until someone confirms it. It needs a response. So until it receives a response, it doesn't execute. So by that, there will be lag of productivity and it is not much smooth process for the user who is using that particular session. Okay, so we don't recommend getXML wait. We'll be seeing certain examples. Ensure the order of execution but can cause the application to seem unresponsive, significantly degrading the user experience of any application that uses it. GetXML wait is not allowed for scoped applications. So we have a standard code here. So what it is and how it is used, we'll see. Okay, I'll go with my example. You need not to worry. So now my requirement is that I want to create a table, and let me create a table and let's work on that. Just go to tables. From system definition, you can let's see. Just a minute, guys. I have to respond to a message. 1 minute. So we will create 3 custom fields. Okay, we'll call it as a user information. The table name. This is a custom table I'm going to create. I don't want the mobile model again. Save it. So here, firstly, we'll create 3 fields. You can go to show form and configure them, or from here also you can. So one is requested for or caller or user. Will keep it. Configure form layout. So let's create a field called user. It's a reference field. It has to be put in user table. Not delegate user list. It's a user user. Okay, and it. They have 2 more fields. Maybe email and phone number will populate. I'll take string field, email, phone, save it. Now My requirement is that usually these are the regular requirements that your client asks you for. Even on instant form, how to create it, I'll show you. On custom form, like on custom table and form, how to create it, we are exploring now. So whenever I select a caller from this reference list, that means the lookup icon redirects me to the user table, and I'll select Mahesh. It has to show me Mahesh email and phone number, and for every dynamic user, it has to work. And this has to be implemented using Glide Ajax calling scripting tool. How we can do that? Let's see. So firstly, type scripting tool. This is purely a server-side working. Under system definition, you have to open the scripting tool. Okay. Let's keep saying like with data. So whenever you provide the name, it will also give you the API name. And to make it client callable, you have to check if it is server, the script format will be different. If it is client, it will be different. I'm just enable sandbox enable, and all application scopes, I'm just setting it up. Save it, and you have to create a client script too. So just go to client script from your form. That will avoid you filling the table name again. So you have to firstly write the client script and all, get user details, channel. I'll write it on change. Okay, save it. Now my client script and script include are ready. I have to write the logic. So firstly, we have to call a Glide Ajax. We post the new Glide Ajax. And here you have to provide your script include name. So what is your script include name? Here, whatever you have provided, it will be your script include name. It has to be called up here. Paste it. Next, as I told, we will be using parameters. Add param. Span name, and you have to call the function name that you are going to use it, or the method or function used in scripting tool. I keep it as well. So firstly, this is the syntax, right? From line number 3, uh, just write your logic. So we have to define a name for your scripting tool. User value. This is the function name, and then I'm going to write my logic in this function. So I have to provide this method or function name in my parameter value. Now, firstly, I want to know where is my form. I forgot what is the table name. User information. Module is not yet created. So that's okay. Go to tables and open the form. Just click on show form. You can see the form, right? So now, based on my caller, like whoever I select, their email ID and phone number has to be populated. So for that, I have to get the value of what is selected on the user field, right? I'll do one thing where xy equals to g form dot get value of u underscore user. Yes, u underscore user. As I just set user, I just added u underscore as it's a custom field. Now ga dot add parameter span first. This is my another parameter, and this is the parameter name and the logic here. I'm just calling my variable xy. That means it will understand, okay, the value whatever is selected, it has to be populated here. Okay. Now a dot get xml, and I'll give a callback function as call me or something. Function call me. We'll go with response just to avoid the confusion for you guys. So a callback function has been called up, and where here again you have to set the answer. So there is a standard syntax of setting your XML response dot response XML dot get attribute element element dot get attribute, I guess. Let me just check this on internet. XML element element. Again, this line we have to remember because it is a HTML comment to convert your XML stuff. So document element get attribute response XML document element get attribute. Yeah. So I want to print the answer again. So up to here, I'll keep my client script. I'll work on my server side logic now. So a function is created. Now what I have to do, I have to call that parameter, whatever I have called here. The parameter system first, okay, is having xy. What is xy here is I'm getting the current user information, right? So you have to just do the same here. I'll keep UID as a user ID first. This dot get parameter. When someone asks me in interviews what is the method we call it on script include to get the parameter value from your client side, it is using this dot get parameter and this parameter name we define. Syspan first. Now where what user request record. I want to get the user data, right? So from user table only it is possible. So you have to do glide query or like glide record on user table. Get user dot add query. So how do I get it? Anyhow, I know who is the uh, current selected value. So we can validate it with user ID. Sys ID, comma, UID. So you are validating the sys ID of selected user ID. Get user, get query it, while get user dot next. Firstly, I'll create an object, JSON object, which is empty. Now JSON object dot email will fetch my value. Get user dot get value. Let's open a user record for email and Firstly, it will be little confusing, guys, but don't worry, we'll be working with many examples, so you will be comfortable. So email backend name is this, and mobile phones backend name is this. So you have to just provide the same with value of email, json.phone equal to get user dot get value of phone. Now we got the values. We have to return this. Return JSON. So JSON is a JavaScript object notation language, and definitely we know we have the information, email and phone number in string. So you have to stringify to you have to use this JSON object. Whatever the object you have called up, it has to be JSON stringify. And this has to have a comma. This is the standard syntax. Now just format. So save it. While saving your script include, select a role for access control on this client callable script include. So ACL will be created and you have to select a role. Let's give admin role. Okay. Now you have to set the values. So you will do it from a client script. Now we have converted the return value of JSON to string. Now your var JSON object, the parse, you have to pass it to answer, right? Yes, continuously. And I want to set it on the field gform dot set value. That is the backend name of the field. The underscore email, the underscore form, underscore email, JSON dot email. Gform dot set value on the underscore form. That is from JSON form. JSON object equals to JSON dot. So I have created a script include, I have created a client script. Let's test it whether it is working or not. The user value is not defined. Let's answer that. What is not defined? Okay, and the callback. I'm using response only to immediate. In answer, I'm just doing response XML document element. I'm trying to get the attribute value of answer. And I'm parsing it to answer and setting the values. That is fine. Let's check whether we have missed anything here. So this is the function, and this is this. New ID using a parameter. Okay, system first. What is system first here? It is xy. Xy is gform dot get value. Okay, and include record on user table to get the user data. Okay, querying get value of email and mobile phone number. I want something wrong here. And change script reference order. Get user value is not defined in function. I will just remove this and directly call it here. And from the get value. I'm sorry, this is the issue. It has to be in strings. Now let's select the color. See? And dynamically for every color it works now. If it is Sham, Sham's information. If it is Navya, Navya's information. So I'll help you here. See again this concept you have to do a little of background work again. Script include. So what does script include? How many types of script include we have? We will do almost 5+ examples, guys. So at least 5+. This is a minimum count I'm giving, but we'll be working on many. So script include, you have to define a name. There will be a API name generated by the system, and to make it client callable or server callable, you have this checkbox. If you don't check it, it is server callable. If you check it, it is client callable. Okay, based on that, system will generate some logic on the script editor used to call the script include from out of the box application. Select this option in client callable script. Can call script include using glide ajax. So whenever you're calling it client callable, we go with glide ajax only and we execute this glide ajax on the client scripts, as this is purely a client side working API and script includes are a server side working concepts. Okay, the application the script include is part of, and see caller access and all, you can just see that is not something. Here you have a field called caller access. If you can like add that field, you can see that. So who can access all these restrictions, you can apply it. Okay, caller restrictions and all, you can do it. Apart from that, it is a reusable code. In this one particular script include, I can define many functions and I can use the same script include instead of creating multiple script includes. That is the advantage of script include. They are not giving anything here. Yeah, it's a reusable server-side script logic that defines a function or a class. Script include executes their logic only when explicitly called by other scripts, like on demand and classless, or extended by extending a class or defining a new class. So these are the 3 script includes which we have. So just go through this theory. I'll also share the script, adding it in a note so you can go through it. Try this example. I'll walk you through it now. What I have done, I have created a on change client script where I want to make it work for different users, dynamic users, right? So anyhow, user field is a referenced field. Usually on any form, user field will be a referenced field, redirecting us to user table. So all the user information is stored in email and phone numbers, like on the user record, the email, phone number, contact number, title, department, whatever it is, will be stored under user records. So, taking this user field has a on change field, so that whenever the user information is modified, based on that, it will populate the email, phone number, title, department, whatever I'm looking for. Okay, so I have declared a variable called GA. I'm doing some glide ajax call here. See, glide ajax class allows the execution of server-side code from client, initializes glide ajax with the name of client callable script include that extends abstract ajax processor. Okay, it is only used here, guys. And you provide the script include name, whatever the name you have given, and we use this is the standard syntax method of your glide ajax. It contains parameters. So add parameters to request, which are read in the script include. Syspan parameter is used to invoke a function in script include. Whatever the function that is invoked, you have to give that function name and make sure you are giving it in strings. That was the error, I have missed it. And coming here in the add parameter, like whatever the functions that or whatever the logic you want to execute, you can create more add parameters and write your logic. And to call this parameter on the script include using this particular method, which is hello. Yashashvi, you can mute yourself. sorry guys. So to call your parameter on the script include, we use this particular method, this dot get parameter. Okay. So and call your parameter name, whatever you have defined here. See, syspam first I have given. So that script include will check this particular line number 8 and execute it according to it. And ga.getXML method we are using, which is a glad ajax call, makes a synchronous call to the server. That means it doesn't wait for the response. On completion, invokes callback function with response object has an arguments. Okay, it will give the answer, it will run in the background and it doesn't impact the user experience. That is the advantage of this getXML. GetXML wait we have, but it is not a recommended method. Okay, and I have created a callback function here. I'm just calling the same function and I'm trying to get the response, and I'm storing the response in a variable called answer, and we have a standard HTML line to get the response of XML, like response.response XML.document element, and get attribute of it and store it in the answer variable. And here what we are doing, we are glide querying the user table. With what we are doing with the sysID. How do I know the sysID? Because here what is selected on the current user, based on that we will get the sysID, right? So we are validating it. So with the UID, what is UID here? This dot get parameter. Okay, that means selected user sysID, it will validate and it will get the email, phone number. And I have created a variable called JSON object just to have an empty variable to store my information and convert it into stringify and later parse it in the client script. Okay, see here I'm parsing my JSON values and I'm setting the values on the form. On the u underscore email, u underscore phone, I want to set the JSON values that I have got it from here. From where I'm getting gr. Gr is nothing but here get user. So get user dot get email. So from where it will get the mail? From the sysID of the current caller using UID. UID is a user ID which is validating this dot get parameter of your variable here. Okay, so this two work simultaneously. Try to work on glide ajax script include, utilize your time. We'll connect on Saturday. We'll see more examples of script include and one two examples for our UI options. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, practice it. Once you start working, it will be easy, guys. And I'll be highlighting this point. Glide ajax are little difficult to understand and implement, but with practice, you can actually understand this concept. Okay, please try it on the table, guys. This is for everyone. Unfortunately, I'm not available tomorrow, but on Saturday, I can clear your queries. Okay.
Yeah, fine,
Okay,
Shreya.
sir. Yeah.